Hello and welcome to Weaving the Magic. This is Kelly, and today's card is the Devil card. We're going to be doing an in depth look at the symbolism inherent in the Devil card. I've got 8 different decks, 8 different cards from different decks here, and I'm going to go through the meaning of the Devil card and how it shows up throughout the symbolism of the card. So, this is the most familiar artwork to most people. This is the Pamela Coleman Smith artwork. So, in the Devil card, there's always generally depicted some sort of beastie type of figure, Baphomet, however it comes across to you. But essentially, this is not an animal and this is not a human. It's the scariest parts of both mixed together. And right there, the symbolism of the devil being something. I'm going to air quote this whole entire thing, so maybe I'll just verbally say air quotes that the devil is something outside of us is the first part of the symbolism of this. If we remove something from us, if we separate it from us so that we can put the blame on that thing, we are creating chaos in the world. We're creating disharmony by removing a part of us and characterizing it as something outside of us. I'm going to work further into this, but this is the basic meaning and beyond meaning, this is the basic lesson involved in the devil card. Every tarot card, especially the major arcana, has a lesson involved. And the devil card lesson is all about where are you giving your power away? Where are you separating a piece of yourself, whether it be, a bad air quotes part of you or something less than desirable as society deems it or as whatever deems it. What are you separating out and then putting the blame on? In many of these cards, you can see where there's like two figures that are chained up or locked away, or there's many cages oftentimes. There's a sense of being trapped. This one, he's trapped in like a cigarette machine. That's the devil saying vice. This one, there's like a white dove trapped inside of this bird cage with the Capricorn symbol on it, which I'll get to. Um, these ones are not in a cage, but they are chained at the neck here. Is this one chained at the neck? Yeah, it is. It's just a little bit lower down. Here, golden cages. Now, let me jump to that. Golden cages and this, because these are very like similar points that it makes here. So much of the devil card energy in today's regular society is about our luxurious problems. It's the luxury of being trapped by, and here I'll throw myself under the personal bus. It's being trapped by entertainment, by vices, by things that we think we need to calm us down, or things that we think we need to entertain us or inspire us, or anything else at all. Anything that we think that exists outside of us that we need more of and we can't get enough of and will never be satiated until we get enough of this. That's devil energy. It's about consumption. It's about mindless consumption too. This is the zombie tarot. I like this like no pupils in the eyes here in this card, and this like dead hand back here, where it's like oh, the the negative version of surrender, where it's like apathy. I give up, and you can take my power. I give up completely, and you can take my power from me. Um, What's also interesting is that in this, the Coleman Smith, it's like, so fire represents like passion, spirit. Take my passion, take my spirit. And the grapes, this is earth, this is pentacles, this is earth energy, the ability to create, grow, nurture, abundance. Like, this is personal power, the combination between the two my passion, my will, my drive, my ability to create, make tangible. If you're handing them away to some power outside of you, this creates powerlessness, which creates this demon or this entity where it's easy to blame, like, oh, well, you took it, you're holding it. Yeah, but who gave it? Who's the one that picked up cigarettes in the first place? Who's the one that started overeating in the first place? And now listen, this isn't about blame. The devil card can be one of the most empowering cards in the deck if you understand the lesson, if you get it, if you get the point that Lucifer, illumination, look at that. Look at this shininess. It's hidden until you look at it in the right light. Look at all that glimmer of hope in the devil card. Like, this is about coming to know your own power. It's about rising on your own authority and not allowing someone else to silence you. Look at all these demonic hands that are trying to like wrap up this otherwise very luminescent figure, trying to shut it down, keep it quiet, hold a secret, be ashamed. This is the devil energy. Anything where it's like, let's restrict our natural, normal, luminescent way of being. Um, Anything that's going to like steer me away from rising into my authority, that's the devil. And it's not outside of us, it's the way that we give that away. So, where can I find the symbolism here for how we're giving that away? All right, so here's one of the most positive seeming cards that I've got here from the Archangel's deck, Archangel Power Tarot cards. The angel, the person, the someone, whoever you hold the cage. You are this and this and this. You hold the cage. Now, it's not really you, it's your subconscious and your conscious. It's how you've pulled yourself together or not. It's how you're all separated. Okay, stronger together, weaker apart. Stronger together, weaker apart. If we integrate our shadows into ourselves so that we can see them coming, like again, I'll use my personal example. If I integrate the shadow part of myself that wants to seek outside of me in the way of something else to help me relax or calm my nervous system, um, so even at best case scenario, I need my herbal tea so that I can calm down, or I need to leave this place that I'm in right now, or I need to do anything other than use my own body, the tools and the mentality and the ability that I have to take some deep, calming breaths, seep into my heart, soothe myself, remind myself that I'm safe, grounded, feet on the ground, that I'm here, my heart is beating. I still have another opportunity to take charge of my own will and lead my own direction to free myself. It's about finding the personal power within instead of making everything outside of you or anything outside of you more powerful. And so I love that this one, like in this card, all of these birds have flown the cage, and this one's still here. And because it could be a nod to not staying in your comfort zone, depending on how you pull this card in a reading. But this could also be like, no, I'm going to stay behind and I'm going to cultivate my personal power. I'm going to work on filling my center column, my my part of personal power, my backbone, my channel with strength, with the strength to be soft, with the strength to be aware of what my vices are, or what makes me feel empty and lonely. What would make me want to give my power away to someone else? What would someone have to promise me in order for me to want to give my power away to them? Like, are they promising me this golden cage where everything can be so comfortable? You can have all the money you want, you can have all the fun you want, you can have all the enjoyment and the temporary, short term, immediate satisfaction, immediate gratification, all those types of things. But in the long run, we're just chaining tighter, 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 tighter because now we're becoming dependent on whatever this thing is outside of us, um, which is a demon. I'm going to talk about my personal story and journey a little bit here. Addiction runs rampant in my family. And I spent quite a few years in the Narcotics Anonymous program. And quite frankly, one of the only ways and reasons that I made it out of drug addiction alive was by beginning to personify addiction itself and the drugs and alcohol and everything else as a demon. This thing wants to kill me. It wants to take me out. It wants to like eat my heart and soul and devour everything that is me. I'm allowing that by asking for, reaching for, telling myself, reinforcing to myself that I need the drugs. It's bullshit. And not until I realized that my own mentality was creating that devil. Like I was calling myself weak because this was the most powerful thing. This was the only thing that was going to make me feel better. Drugs, whatever it was. And I was playing to my weakness. I was creating this chain. I was locking myself in this cage. And this doesn't have to be about drugs. This could be about anything and everything that is a vice. And I want to take this into a really deep-rooted compassion for the fact that most of our society is structured with all of this playing on you, weighing on you, calling to you, beckoning you with this like sickeningly sweet thing. I love this. No offense to anyone who is a car salesman, but this is like the outfit of a grimy used car salesman, you know, like, but it reminds me of like 50s golden era, like, hey, if you have a car and you have a this and you have a blah, 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 then everything's perfect, picture perfect on the outside type of energy. Um, and our society is very much structured around the archetype of the devil because it's like, how many things would make you feel more whole? Buy this makeup and you'll feel more beautiful. Buy this coffee and you'll feel more awake. Have this kind of house, have this kind of car, do this kind of thing, have these kind of parties. If you're not here, you're falling behind. If you're not investing for your future, you're falling behind. But if you don't have this work life balance, everything is meant to make you feel less powerful so that you will reach for things that advertising tells you has power so that you consume those things. But the cycle of consumption, instead of just glowing outward, that's what keeps us trapped in a cycle of needing to reach for more. Which brings me to this, the number of the devil card, which is 15. One, which brings us to the magician card. Number one, I have personal power. I can direct my will. And five, which leads us to the Hierophant, which I haven't done the tarot card on yet, but I will. But five and the Hierophant, let me separate. The Hierophant is about a teacher who has the answers for you. And I'll go again deeper into the Hierophant in a different video, but sometimes teachers have the correct answers for you, and sometimes they only have the correct answers for themselves. Sometimes they don't have any correct answers and they're blowing smoke up your ass because they want something from you. That's what the devil card is. It's taking away your number one personal power by changing your mind about who you are. So, the way to overcome this or to learn this lesson, to integrate it, is to change your view on your own personal power. It's changing how you look at yourself as a creator, as someone who's able to direct their own will and govern their own life. I really like this devil card here because it brings back the softness. I love that in the horns there's all of this like roses, and roses have thorns, right? They're so beautiful, but they have thorns, so it's like a watch out, it'll prick you. Like, reach too much for that beauty, or reach too hard, or grab too hard, or latch on too tightly, and that'll prick you. It's going to hurt you, it's going to make you bleed. But look in the center of the skull here. It's just blue. It's just blue and white clouds energy. It's a new thought, it's a new perspective. It's like, get to this top of this mountain peak, zoom out of the perspective of something's got me trapped, I can't leave, I'm, powerless, and get some clarity on the fact that, like, there's nothing here really. All of this is a fast paced, um, high pressure, trying to find your footing in the darkness. And this false prophet, this false light says, "Oh, I have the way. I'll fill you up. Shh, don't tell anyone how you feel. That would make you feel ashamed. Don't be vulnerable. Just come into my golden cage and let me take care of all of your problems for you. Don't worry about despair. I'll give you as much instant gratification as can fill you up." The devil card is the culmination of the ego journey, where we have walked so blindly towards something that claimed it was going to have fulfillment for us, or that we allowed ourselves to be tricked into thinking was going to have so much fulfillment for us. And in reality, we were walking further and further away from ourselves, further and further away from our very full heart, very personal, uh, pure, divinely created light that's filled, fulfilling. And we're walking right into these empty cages. So, again, the way out of the devil card, the way to understand the lesson, if this card keeps coming up in your readings, or this is like what you need to work on as far as shadow work, it's not talking about how bad are you. Maybe it is in your personal spread, but the chances are it's talking about who has the reins, who's holding the chains. You are. I am. Whoever the querent is, whatever the situation is, it's like look deeper than at first sight, because maybe someone is attempting to be the devil in your life. But anything outside of us is always mirroring an energy inside of us as well. And the devil card is talking about, where are you tricking yourself? Where are you holding power away from yourself or giving it to someone else? Um, this also asks to go into the subconscious. Capricorn being a sign that's linked to like grandparents, ancestry, long term building, things that have been progressing for a while. This devil card energy, like I had mentioned, my own drug addiction, that stuff runs in my family and it has for a long time. It takes a very um, strong, healthy ego identity to decide, I want to live. I don't want to hold the secret. I don't want to continue on that pattern and to break that chain. But again, Capricorn, that's a long time building type of energy. So the devil is very strong. It looks like it's outside of you. It looks like it's so powerful and it's been so built up and it's so ingrained into society that there's nothing that you can do to fight it. There's always something that you can do to fight it. And it's about not fighting it, it's about integrating it. Again, change the way that you see your personal power. Take the chains off of these people and ask your own feminine energy and your own masculine energy, how can I soften up on myself, or where do I need more softness? How can I more accurately direct my life? Where do I need to assert my willpower? What is the shadow side that needs something still? What is this character telling or playing on? Am I too hungry, angry, lonely, tired? That's from Narcotics Anonymous. What am I missing? Am I missing love? Am I missing creativity? Am I missing security? What are those things? And have a real conversation with the parts of yourself as to what you could really do, or ask the angels, how can you reclaim or realize that the power is in you, has been all along, can come back to you and make you stronger than the devil, and make you stronger than anything that would come to stand in your way, because you know that it's just a part of you that, if you integrate it, no longer has any hold on you. This can be a devil working in your favor, showing you the false intentions or the less than great intentions of other people. You can get this devil energy to work in your favor when you don't hide from things like worry and shame and the right way or impressing people or the look of it all. I'm looking over the cards and seeing if there's anything else that I want to touch on. Oh, yeah, I had brought this over because, like I said, I think I said, the devil card has been huge for me lately. And so I also work on collage artwork. And this is the collage artwork that I have in process for this devil card. Um, the devil is the matrix. It's the puppeteering of us all. It's the very real stuff that happens in media and politics and religion and blah 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 blah, you name it. This hand that controls us is everywhere. However, it's only victims that don't leave. Now, I have many thoughts on victim mentality. Children are victims when things happen to them as children. And then we become adults. And once we become adults, we now have the responsibility of either reparenting ourselves, removing ourselves from the traumatic situation, from all the stuff. Is it hard? Yes. Is it fair? No. Is it accurate? Yes. We become responsible once we're adults for helping ourselves heal and get out of this situation, get out of this mentality. It is an irresistible matrix with compelling reasons for us to complain and stay and remain in our victim mentality. There's a million things that people are victimized by all day, every day. But some people choose not to remain victims, and some people choose to remain victims. It doesn't seem like a choice, but it is. It doesn't feel like a choice, but it is. And I know this from, again, I've had my own struggles with this. I've learned this lesson. I keep learning this lesson. I remain humble knowing that I haven't fully learned this lesson, lest I dare the devil to come back and show me again, which I know it will, and I'll embrace it. Because if there's any other parts of myself that have not been integrated yet, that are still standing outside of me, challenging me, to give my power over there to them, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to call them back into my heart. No, you're not a devil. No, you're not a demon. You're something that I've not yet integrated. Come and let me see your shadow. Come and let me hold you in whatever it is your need is and help me figure out what it is that you need to be nurtured. Because when we're nurtured and fulfilled and actually entertained by ourselves and compelled to move forward in our lives, we're not so caught up and distracted by the dangerous delusions. We don't like allow other people to put their programming into us because our programming becomes so strong. We no longer have even the capacity to take it in. Like, if we're so filled up with our own personal power and light, we don't even have the capacity. If we're so big that we can't fit into their shitty little cage, then the devil has no power over us. So, again, this whole archetype, this whole thing is a lesson about embracing your personal power and stepping into it. It's not about beating yourself up. It's not about pointing the finger at anyone else. It's about stepping up and out of the victim mentality. And if you don't know how to do that, then keep pulling cards and figure out where your power lies. Because if this is what's disempowering you, the next step you need to know is, where can I see what can remind me of my personal power, what can still help me start building up my personal power so that I can overcome and integrate this energy into me. I believe that's all I wanted to touch on in this video. This is intense energy, and I may have said some things that feel controversial to you. Feel free, to shout it out in the comments. Let me know if there's something that you don't have clarity on, or if you feel like it was harshly put, because really, this energy is one of the most challenging ones to move through on the journey of self mastery. But that's the journey that I'm walking. And this is how I've mastered this energy, at least as much as I have to date in my own personal life. And I'm open, to anyone else's interpretations or thoughts or feelings on how this has shown up in your life, or to hear. I'd love to support you and hold space, in your journey, your struggle. If you want to share how you've been overcoming that, if you'd like a personal reading on how this energy is showing up in your life, um, and how to work through it, or like I said, those next steps, where can I derive my personal power, reach out to me at weavingthemagic.com. um, I really believe that's it. I believe in you. Even if I don't know you, I believe in every single one of us and our very real ability to integrate this energy. And I know in my heart that this is one of the most powerful steps that we all collectively can take towards the healing and awakening of humanity. Take really good care of yourselves. I love you.